Hey everyone, it's Kabir here. So today we are going to see our third part of series Redux with React. So before starting the session, I just wanted to say you guys that we are going to start workshop on React. Now this workshop belongs to the people who don't know about React and they wanted to start their career in the React. So this workshop is going to be consisted of 7 days, which will be the paid with very nominal fees. If you want any details of these workshops, you can join our WhatsApp group, which is in description. Plus, you will find the Santosh number in the description. Now you can contact him and can take the details. So we are planning to start in the first week of Feb or the second week of Feb, most probably, right? So if you wanted to start with React, you wanted to know React, the concepts like what is Redux thunk, lifecycle methods, higher order component. So all this. So in this workshop, we are going to focus mainly on practical oriented. So we will be building the projects based on these concepts, and the same project you guys have to build. Like first, like in the session, I will be building, and the same thing you have to build and you have to submit. So at the end of this workshop, you will be very confident with the React and you will be ready to start working with React, and you can directly give the interviews on React. That's pretty sure. So that's what I wanted to say. So let's begin our session now. So, as we have understood, like in first part, like what is the Redux flow and all that. So the persons who are coming directly to this video, I would recommend you to see the part one, then the part two. So in part one, we have understood what is the concept of Redux, why Redux, what is the flow of Redux, right? In second part, we have just implemented the Redux that to half. Means we have fetched the data from database. Once we got the data from database, now we store this data in the Redux store. Now in this session, we are going to see how can we take that data from the store and display in the our component, React component. So for that, let us understand it. I have a component, right? I have one my React application and I have two components here. So the first component is nothing but your, so we will have the two components. The first component is called nothing but your user component, and next we will have the post component. Right now, user component is used to display the details of user, which is in our Redux store. Now post component is used to display the details which are in the Redux. Right, this is the user component and this is our post component, and we know that we have a Redux store, right? This is our Redux store. So data is present in the Redux store. Now this is our user data and this is our post data. Right, now this data should be displayed here and this data should be displayed here. Now to get the data from the store, first of all we have to connect our component to the store. First of all, this component should be connected to the store. In the same way, this post component should be connected to the this store. Now to connect component with the store, first of all this store should be available to this our application, right? To connect any component to the store, first of all this store should be available to the our application or for this particular component. So now what we are going to do, we are going to make this store available for the parent component. So who will be the parent component in our application? That will be the app component. If I'm able to provide this store to the app component, it means indirectly or directly the children's of app component will have the access on this particular store. Now they can connect to the store. So instead of providing individually to both the component, I will be providing to the app component. So it is available for the app component. It means it will be available for all the children's of app component. Now user component and the post component are the children's of app component. So for this both also this store is available. Right, now to make this store available for the app component, we required a middleware, and the name of that middleware is nothing but a React Redux. So we required a library called React Redux. Now React Redux helps us to make this store available for this app component. So React Redux is going to provide you a component called provider. provider is a component which will be provided by React Redux, and this component will be responsible for providing this store to the app component. So the first step is we have to provide this store to the app component. So for that, we require the help of React Redux. In React Redux, we are getting a component called provider. Using this component, we can provide this store to the component. So how we can provide? Let us see. So what I have did, I have created a routing concept and a nav bar and just configure the routing. So home, user, and post. Now, if you click on this user data will be displayed here. If you click on the post data will be displayed. Okay. Uh, and so this is the code. Everything is fine. So let's first step is to provide store to the app component. So let's come to our index.js. First of all, to provide React Redux, I mean, to utilize the React Redux in your application, you have to install it. So how can you install? Simple npm install React Redux, and you have to just enter. So already I have installed it. So once you will install it, that's done. Now what you will do, you have to import the provider component. So how we can import? Just have to say provider from React Redux, as simple as it is. So this provider component is getting from the React Redux. Now this app component is there, right? So we will keep this app component inside the provider component. So provider, this is a provider component. Just we have to keep this app component inside the provider component. Now this provider component will take one prop called store. Okay, now what this store will do, it will take the store which we wanted to provide to this app component. In our application or in our scenario, we just created one store, but if your application is big, you will be creating multiple stores, right? So now which store you want to make available for the app component, right? That store you have to pass as a value. So to pass that, first of all, we have to import. So import, so we can give any reference, my store, something like that, from Redux store.js. So this store we are providing here. So it's like my store. So what is the meaning of this? This store is provided by React Redux to this app component. Now store is available for the app component. It means it will be available for all the components which are children of this app component. Now in this component folder, let us create one component called user component. So I'm just creating user.js. Okay, so let's create a React component. So R means React class component tab. So you will get the structure of your component. Fine. Now the first step is done, means we have provided this particular component to the app component, sorry, this particular store to the app component. Okay, now user component should connect to this particular store. Now how to connect a component to the store? Again, React Redux will provide you one function called connect. Now connect is a function which is used to connect your component to the store. Provider is a component which is used to provide this store to the your component, means app component. So that you have to understand the meaning of two things. Now connect is used to connect, and whereas provider is to provide. Okay, so what connect will do? Connect is a function, so we have to call this function. So I will be calling something like this. It means we are calling the connect function. Now connect function is telling that if you want any component to connect with the store, just call me and just pass the name of the component which you wanted to connect. Now in our scenario, user should be connected to the store, so I'm just passing user. So whenever we write this kind of thing, it means that we are calling connect function by passing user component. Now what connect internally it will do? It will just connect our component, nothing but user component, to the store. Done. So let's come to the code and let's write here. So here in export default, we will be writing connect. Now to write connect, first of all, we have to import the connect. So how we can import? We know that connect is coming from React Redux and already we have installed it. So just import connect. Now connect is a function, not component. So from React Redux, simple. Now we have to connect. It is a function. So this is a function. Now we have to call this function by passing the component. Which component should be connected to the store? User. So user. So now user component is connected to the store, but component cannot take this data directly from the store. We know that component don't have that permissions to do any operations on the store. So what React Redux is telling I have the connect function, right? So I have the connect function. Now you are calling this function by passing your component. Yes, you are done. Now what I will do, I have one callback function. Now connect is telling that I have one callback function. Okay. Now I will call this callback function. I will call this callback function by passing the store data as an argument to this callback function. Now connect will have callback function. Connect only will call that callback function, and connect will only pass the store data in the callback function as an argument, because React Redux has that permissions to take the data from here, right? So as simple as it is. So now what React Redux is telling, I'm just taking this data from store and I'm passing that data in this callback function. Now I will only call this callback function. Okay guys. Now what this callback function will do? Now whenever I'm going to call this callback function, whenever I'm going to call this callback function, it will return one object. Okay, that object, it will return one object. This object will be available to this component as a props. So connect is telling I will call this callback function by passing the store data as an argument. Now this callback function will return one object, and this object will be available to this particular component as a props. So what we can do, if this object is available, so we will be writing one property in this object. So the property will be something like store, like I'm taking a key like store data. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just taking this store and leaving it, means we are giving this object to this particular component as a props. So indirectly the store is available for this particular component. So it is little bit complex, just try to understand. Let me explain you one more time, because it is very critical. It's easy only, but once you have understand, it's very easy. Just initially you might feel little complex, but if you focus and practice 2-3 times, you will get it. So just try to understand the flow. Okay. Now connect is a function. It is a function which is coming from React Redux. So if it is a function, we have to call the function. So what is the use of this function? The function is used to connect our component to the Redux. But how connect can know which component I need to connect? Because in your application you might have 100 components, right? So we have to pass the component as an argument. So I'm passing the argument. Now what component will do? Sorry, what connect will do? It will take this user component and it will connect to the store. Done. But now user want the data from the store. So this user component cannot take data directly from the store. So what connect is telling, I have one callback function. I will only call this callback function. This callback function will return one object. And this object will be available for this user component as a props. And one more thing I will do, whenever I am calling this callback function, I will pass store data as an argument. Done. So what we will be doing, okay, if it is passing the store data and if connect only calling this particular callback function, then what we are going to do, we are going to write one property. Now property will be in the key value pair. Now you are only writing the property, so you can give your key. So I am giving something like store data. Now it's not mandatory you have to use store data, you can give any name here, just simply data you can give, or user data you can give, anything. So store data, colon value. Now value I want to keep as the data from the store, so I will keep this store. If I keep only store, it means this particular object is available to this component as a props. Now, if I want to access this particular store in this component, how can I access? If this is available as a props, then how can I access this dot props dot store data? If I do like this, I'm able to access this store. It means I can access the data from the store. As simple as it is. Now let's implement it. Now this is our, so we wrote connect function and we pass the user as a component. So connect is going to take totally 4 arguments. Now in our scenario, we required first argument. The first argument is callback. So it is going to take one callback function. Okay, now this callback function will return one object. And this object will be present for this user as a props, right? We know that. So what connect will do, while calling this function, it will pass the store data. So you can take any name as a reference. Okay, now how is passing, how is giving this object to this as a props, that code we don't know. That code has been written by connect and we need not to care. We should know, yes, okay, if I pass one callback function to this connect, this callback function will be called by this connect, and this callback function will return one object, and this object will be present to this user as a props. Now, so what I will be doing, if this object will be present to user as a props, so I will write one property like something like store data. This will be like a key, because we know property will be in the key value pair. So key is like store data. Now what should be the value? I want value to be a store, so just I will give this store. That's it. So what is the meaning of that? This particular store is available to this user component as a props. So now if you want to access this particular store, what you will do? Now you will come here, you will define one constructor or constant tab. Now here we have a state, so I will be saying the user data. Okay, now here if something is available for this component as a props, and how can we take that data? This dot props dot key name. So what is the key name? Key name is nothing but store data, store data. So if you say like this, now user data contains the complete store. Now if you come to our application and if you see the structure of Redux store, if you come here and if you see this particular thing, this is the object. So let us see how the data is stored in the Redux store. We are seeing how data is stored. Now in the Redux, this is Redux store, right? Now data will be stored in the format of object. This is object. This is the store object, right? Now if you come here, now this object contains user reducer. So we defined the reducer and we registered the reducer like, so it contains a key called user reducer. User reducer. Now user reducer is also one object. Now in this you will contain your data like user information. It is also object. The value will be one array. In the same way you will contain one post information. It is also array. Now if you wanted to access this user information, so how you will do this? Is store, right? Store dot user reducer dot user information. Then you are going to get this data. If you want post information, then store dot user reducer dot post information, right? In the same way, what we'll be doing, instead of providing direct store, we'll say dot user reducer dot user information. So we are just taking directly information. Instead of providing store, we are taking the data of that particular store, and you have to match the keys, right guys? So what are the keys? This is a user reducer, so it should match exactly. So this user reducer should be same. You should not do any spelling mistakes here. And If you come here in user reducer, you have post information, you have user information. So I need only user information. So come here and just say user information. That's it. It means now user information is available to this component as a props, and that we are storing in this, we defined one state and that data we are storing in the user data state. So how this dot props that store data, if you are saying this dot props that store data is nothing but you are getting complete this user information here. Now once you have the data in your state, now you can display that data here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just saying this dot state dot map. So before that I wanted to display this particular data in table format, so I will just construct one table and I'm using bootstrap, so just giving some bootstrap names like table, something like table hover and table striped. Now these are the bootstrap classes. I hope you guys know bootstrap. So I want to keep all this data in table, so just I will be keeping here table. Now what table contains? It contains rows. So the first row should be headings, tr. So in this one header, so th, it will be like name, and one more we thought to take email. Now you can take as many as you want to display. Now present I'm just displaying name and email. Okay, now what we want, now depending upon data, that many rows should be created. Now we don't know how many users are coming, like how many informations of users are coming. As of now we are getting 10, but in future you might get 30, in future you might get 100. So we should not change our code, so that's why we are using map. So I hope you guys know how map works. If you don't know, in our playlist, if you go for the React.js playlist, then you will find there a video regarding map. Just go through that map, how map functions, because map is very important. So now this map will take one callback function. Okay, I am taking one callback function. Now here it will take each and every object. It will be like data. Now I want to return what I wanted to return. I want to return one row. One object means one row. In that it should be one td and it should have one more td. The first td should be name, so it's something like data dot name. So if you come here output, now if you see this user information, now you have totally 10 objects, right? So what map will do, it will take first object and it will keep that object in the data. Okay, now data is nothing but first object. Now in this first object I wanted to access this name. Okay, in this first I wanted to access this name. So how can we access? Data dot name. In the same way I wanted to access this email. So how can we access? Data dot email. So that same thing I'm going to do. So if you guys knows this how map works, it's very easy. So it's like data dot email. That's it. Now save it. Now come here and save it. Now let's come to our app.js. Now here I have configured our router, React router. I hope you guys know how to do routing in React. I'm expecting that. If you don't know, please comment. And so import, you have to import the user component from components user. Okay, now we are telling whenever the path is slash user, then load the user component. So route path equals to user component should be user. Simple. Okay, now we have configured. Now if you come to our application, now this is our application. So whenever the application will be loaded, this will be like our home page. So welcome to Redux with React. Now once I have clicked on this user, we should get the details of user in the table format. Now we are not getting, we got a error. If you see the error, the state.map is not a function, because we have to say this dot state dot user data. So it should be something like this dot state dot user data dot map, because user data is a array. Now if you come here, now you got the data in the form of table format, name and email. If you click on home, you are at home. If you click on user, you got the user data. Now in the same way, if you wanted to keep one more field, now let us see what field we can keep. Now let me come here, home, right click, go to inspect, go to console. Now here I want to display one more field. So let's see what we can display in this object. So let me display this username, right? So how can we display? Just come to our code, just add one more header, like I will be saying th, something like user name, and here td data dot username. Save it. Now if you come here, if you click on user, now you got username, name, username, email. Like this you can display how many data you want, and you design much more proper UI. Okay, so now this is how we are getting the data from the store. Now whenever our application will be load, a request is going to server and it is taking user data and it is keeping in the database. Now whenever you click on the user, what user component it, is doing, it is calling the connect and by passing user component. So what connect is doing, it is just connecting to the store, getting the data and giving that data to this user component as a props. Then this user component displaying that data. It means this data we are getting from the Redux store. Now this is how we have to. Now if we click on the post, we should get the post information. So let us come to our code. Now let me come to component, click on component, and let me create one component like post.js, post.js. We have created one post component. So is connected. Now this post component should be connected to the Redux. So guys, listen one more time, it will be very easy. So this component should be connected to the Redux store. So connect is a function. So to use connect function, first of all, we have to import. So we have imported. So connect we have to call by passing the post. Okay, now this connect will take one callback function. Okay, now this callback function will return one object. Okay, now this object will be available to this post as a props. So what connect will do, it will call this callback function by passing the data of store, right? So now we will be writing one property here, simple. So what we will be doing here, just I will say store data colon store dot u. Now if you see what is the structure of that, come to console and just see user state, user reducer. This is the user reducer dot post information. So just copy this user reducer, then dot post information. So come here and just take this and you have to create the post information. Simple. Now this will be available to this particular component as a prop. So let me define one constructor. So shortcut is r const tab. Now you got the constructor and one state. So I'm saying data, it should be this dot props dot store data. Store data. So now this data will be available for this component as a props. Simple. Now here I wanted to construct one container, I mean one card. So I will be displaying the post information in the form of card. There we have developed displayed in the table of, in the format of table. Here we will be displaying in the format of cards. So just I will be taking one class name equals to container. Then here it's simply we will be saying this dot state dot data dot map. Now map will take one callback function and each and every object will be available for the map. one object data return. While returning, create one row. So create one row. So dot row. In that row should be created one column. These are all Bootstrap classes. I hope you guys know what is Bootstrap. Then create one card. In that card, create one card header. In that header, you have to display data. So what data you wanted to display? Now post information contains two properties. One is called your title, one is called body. Now if you come to your output, now if you click on this post, now you have total 100 objects. In that, if you see, this is the first object, you have something like body and you have something like title. You have ID as well. So I wanted to display only body and title. Title will be displayed in header, body will be displayed in the body part of the card. So let me come here. Here I need to display data dot title, right? Now in the same way, I will create one body dot card hyphen body. Right here we will be displaying data dot body. Okay, so let me give some colors to this. So for this I am saying something like bg dark and text white, and header should be something like font weight bold. Okay, now for every one there should be some gap between one row and second row, so I'm giving some margin like 5, empty 5. That's it. Now if you come here, now whenever our application is going to load, this is our home page. If you click on user, data will be in table format. If you click on the post, now we didn't get, let me see what is the error. If you come to the console, okay, let me come here. This dot data dot store data post information. That's right, that's right. Yeah, fine. We didn't get because we have to come to the app and we have to like route that post as well. Import post from component post. So we have to say that if there is a route, if there is a URL with the path slash post, then you should load component post. Actually we didn't configure the routes, that's why we are not able to see the, now we got the data. Now this is the data we are getting from the Redux store regarding post. Now if you click on the user, this is the user. If you click on the post, it will be like post. If home, you click on home, it will be like home. So this is what we wanted to explain. Now this is what we are getting the data. Now if you come here in user and if you say something like class equals to container, use something like empty3. Yes, now we got in the table format. So this time we are getting the data from the store, and this is all about our third part. And finally, we have completed the Redux series. So if you know this one, if you explain these things to an interview or if you try to implement this in your application, it's very easy. Now you got the base of Redux, right? Now if you wanted to know more about the Redux, now you can go directly to the documentation and you can read. Now everything will be understandable to you guys from the documentation because you got the base of Redux. So that's all guys. Thank you for watching the video.